Hey guys, it's Spicy, and this is the Ultimate Phoenix Guide. And I'm going to talk about everything from tips and tricks, to wall split locations, to full offensive executes, so let's get started. So in this Phoenix Guide, I'm going to talk about his abilities, and then I'm going to give you guys wall split locations, Molotov spots, and full offensive executes on every bomb site, on every map, so you can help your team move in and take control of the point. So let's start by talking about Phoenix's playstyle. If you choose to play this character, you're most likely going to be that entry on the team. It's going to be up to you to help your team create some space so they can move in and plant the bomb. And Phoenix is well equipped to do this because of his curveball, which is essentially a flashbang that you can curve around a wall to the left or right depending on your situation. Just remember, the goal isn't always to get a kill after a flashbang. A lot of times you're using the flashbang to force the enemy to retreat behind the cover, giving you time to peek and maybe move up and take a little more control of the point. Sometimes you might even use a flashbang to force the enemy to retreat behind cover, so you can use your blaze ability, which is essentially a firewall that can split a point and can change the whole complexion of a fight. So the blaze ability is like Viper's wall, but the difference is that its duration is a lot shorter, but at the same time it also heals you while you're in it. And a side note on that would be it does do damage to everyone else on your team and everyone else on the other team. And a critical thing to remember is that you can curve the blaze wall, and that's one of the main things that's going to be an aspect in this video. And I'm going to show you guys multiple spots where you can curve the wall on a bomb site, and it can give your team a clear advantage in the fight just because of how it changes the complexion of the bomb site. It really is a great ability, and if you're not curving it, you're not taking the full advantage of it. But the reason why the blaze wall is so good is because it blocks the flash from your curveball ability. So if you can set this wall up in a critical point and you know that the enemies are on the other side, then you can actually just curveball through the wall and the flash won't affect you as long as you're on the other side. And then when that curveball goes off, you go through the wall to the other side and you can deal with the flashed enemies and pick them off one by one. And then you combine that with this hot hands ability, which you can get enemies out of critical locations that might be a detriment to your team, or worst case scenario, you can just use it to heal yourself. And I think his healing abilities really make him a critical pick in a lot of team comps, simply because if you have a Sage on your team, that's one less person she has to heal because you have your healing abilities. So now that's healing that can go to another teammate, giving your team more survivability during the round. Also, his ultimate gives you an ability to kind of make some risky plays, but worst case scenario, it's an ability to scout out the enemy team and how they're positioned on the bomb site. All these things make Phoenix a top tier pick and probably the best solo carry hero in the game. So what I'm going to do now is give you guys full offensive executes, Molotov spots, and wall split locations on every map. Remember, the idea with the offensive executes is that you're putting a wall up that changes the complexion of the bomb site. For example, you might block off a heaven spot from which an operator might be ADSing you. And also keep in mind that once you have your wall up and if you sense that there are enemies on the other side, you can flashbang through that wall, appear on the other side, and start picking off enemies one by one. This is by far the best way to combo his wall and curveball. I'll talk a little more in depth about Phoenix's ult on the other side, so enjoy. Alright guys, this execute is for mid B. So this is going to clear out that sniping spot and the left side spot. So what you're going to do is you're going to come right out of spa to this tile right on the side. And you're going to aim and you're going to line your crosshair up with this corner of the tile like that. This is where I am for point of reference, and you're going to do everything from here. So first you're going to throw a molly to clear out a spot. You're going to aim right over here, right below this symbol or logo, and right beside this steel thing, you're going to aim right over here. And you're going to jump throw.
Careful now.
See that? It's going to get that crate, right? So that's the spot. So for the next thing, you're actually going to stand in the same spot. You're not even going to move. I just moved to show you. So you're going to stand in the same spot. And then you're going to aim roughly at this wooden panel right over here. And now you're going to put your wall here.
Going up.
Right? So again, understand that you're doing this right after throwing the molly. So this wall is here. Now you come here knowing that this spot is clear because of the molly. You flash the other side, and now you have this person flashed. And then when you come here, you can flash this side if you want, just to be safe. But you know this area is clear because you threw a molly over here. So you can maybe you just flash this part right over here, and now you have heaven control. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you an execute for long B. So this infamous spot. So the problematic areas are that left hand peek and that right hand behind those walls. So we're going to take care of that. What you're going to do first is you're going to flash, and then this is going to give you a chance to set up your wall. So this is how it's going to be. You're going to flash, you're going to aim, you're going to peek, and you're going to aim right over here. See that roof? You're going to aim at that part, and you're going to curve this wall. So like this.
Going up.
See that? It takes both of those spots away. What you're going to do after you put the wall down is before you peek, you're going to flash. Right? So you use one flash here and use one flash there. So like I said, peek,
Going
wall,
up.
curve, flash, and then shoot head. So here's how the full execute would look. You come up to this spot, you flash. Now you have a chance to put your wall up. You peek,
Going up.
you curve the wall, come here, do that, and you shoot. This spot is on split on point B if you're defending mid, and you want to get them right at a spot on the left side. So again, pretty simple. Position yourself, touch this wall right over here, and you're going to go to the left until the edge of this box meets the edge of this wall. So like this. Like that. This way you don't get seen by them. And then you're going to aim right over here. This steel pillar up all the way to the wooden panel. And you're just going to let it go. And you get them right at a spot. Stand in the middle of this hallway, and you're going to look at the second line right over here. So 1, 2, the second straight line. And you're going to have a run up start all the way to the stairs. And before the stairs start, you're going to throw this right over the whole building. So like this.
Careful now.
And as you can see, it's going to get this spot right over here. So you would do this right as the round starts. This execute is for long A. And in this situation, you want to attack from the ramp. You want to take heaven and then drop down and plant the bomb. So what you're going to do for this is, assuming you have this position, which usually the defense gives you, you're going to put a curved wall. And this wall, essentially, you're going to be somewhere in this area. The key is to point at this thing right here and then curve it. So
Going up.
like that. As you can see, now you have this whole area and you're safe. And from here you can flash that and come through here. You can flash that and come through here. So now you have this position. So now, assuming you get here and you still have your wall, the biggest problem when you get here is who's over here and who's over here. That's usually the areas of threat. What I like to do in that situation is use this type of wall right here. You get kind of close to this door and then you curve this to the right. So like this.
Going up.
So now you have a nice avenue to the bomb and you can plant. This first spot is on A, and the Molotov is going to land right where the people spawn on the offensive side. So what you're going to do is come to this right here. You see where these two lines intersect? So you're going to come right over here and you're going to just align your crosshair with it. So it's roughly like this. And that's going to give you exactly where you should stand. And then you're going to put your crosshair right over here. And you're going to jump and release at the top.
Careful now.
That's going to get this whole area. So you know when you're rotating the A and you have to watch out for this spot right over here, because there's always someone waiting for you here as you're rotating the A. So we're going to take care of this spot now. Is before you rotate over there to A, you're going to come here, and what you're going to do is you're going to stand right over here, pretty safe spot, and then you're going to line your crosshair up with this third pillar right over here. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to put your crosshair roughly over here. You're going to have a run up start and you're going to throw it, so like this.
Careful now.
And you take all that out. Alright guys, for this next spot, you're attacking long A and you want to clear out this whole general area. So what you're going to do is come here and then look down over here to this dark line. Make sure your crosshair is in line with this dark line. So you're still safe if anyone's peeking through there. So this is a safe area. So you look down, and once you're aligned, you just move to the right until you hit the wall. And then you're going to look right over here, right along this corner. So around here is fine.
Careful now.
And as you can see, you take out this whole area, even the top part where Jet gets on. This execute is for long A when you're attacking on bind. And what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate that heaven spot so no one can get you there from sniping, and we're going to eliminate the whole left side of this point. You're going to use the molly spot that I showed you earlier, and you're going to put a molly right over here as I showed you just right now. And then once you've done that and you created this much space for your team, you're going to come approximately over here just so you have enough space to get the wall past this wall. You want to be able to get your wall past this wall right over here. So just enough so you have that room, see, like I do right now. And then you're going to curve this to the right really hard like this.
Going up.
See that? That's a very violent movement, but what it's going to do is going to give you this nice little cubby hole. It's going to block off that sniper spot and give your team a chance to move in here. So while this wall is up, you can flash the other side and then come out and get anyone over here. And also you can bring yourself to behind these boxes and you can decide to flash this side and get anyone over here. And obviously you have a chance to plant the bomb meanwhile the whole time. If you use that molly spot and you eliminate that right side on the boxes,
Going up.
then when you come in here, you know you're going to be safe. And that heaven spot is going to be blocked off if you do a hard curve to the right. Spot is on bind, and we're going to get point A, and we're going to get that spot that people love to hide in. So this is if you're attacking mid. So you're going to come on this box, you're going to jump right here, get into this corner, and then what you're going to do is see where this wire and this leaf meet right over here, and then you're going to just go up roughly a little bit. There's room for error on this, so you're going to do that, and then you're going to jump and release on the apex.
Careful now.
There you go. So now this execute is for short A on bind, and when you come to this point right over here, when you're attacking from short A, the biggest area of concern is this heaven spot right over here where people love to snipe from, and also this corner. Now you can eliminate this corner with the molly spot that I showed you, but this heaven spot is still a problem. So the way we can avoid this heaven spot and, you know, keep our team safe from it and have a nice entry is if we block it off by doing this.
Going up.
Right, if we do this, then this whole spot is blocked off and you can move here and make an entry from here. So once we put that wall down, it's easy. If you do the wall from here, it's not going to work because it's not going to be long enough. You want to move close to the boxes. So the way you do that is you create space by putting a flashbang in. This is going to force the enemy to hide behind cover, giving you a chance to run, put a wall up, and now you just have to worry about this spot right over here. And you can flash this if you want to be safe, or you can flash the outside, right? So you have options. But once you move in here, if you have 3 or 4 people that are coming through here, the one person in here doesn't really stand a chance. So this way you create space for your team, you eliminate that heaven spot, you don't have to worry about it, and you can move in and take the bomb site. This execute is for short B, and with the Molotov, you're going to have 2 options. The main part is going to be obviously getting into this building. So I'm going to give you this first spot. If you're having problems getting into the building, this is going to take out this area. You're going to come over here and you're going to look right over here in the middle of the panels, and you're going to line it up with this ledge, with this corner edge, and you're going to jump throw. You're going to tap W, jump, and then throw. So
careful now.
And that kind of gets in there. So this kind of allows your team to move in. So then you can do the rest of the execution. Now, if you're not having problems getting into this area, but you're having problems with this cubby hole right here, then I will show you the spot right over here. So you're going to come in this corner, and then see that white spot? You're going to look at that white spot, move up to the edge of the building, run forward, and throw.
Careful now.
As you can see, that takes out that whole cubby. So that takes care of that area. So now I can show you the rest of the execute. So once you get into this building, you're not even going to show yourself that much. You're just going to show yourself this much. And you're going to aim for that black panel. So like this. Aim for that black panel.
Going up.
So that takes out that whole left area. So now you have this whole right area to work with. So the biggest problem with the right area is this door right here, because that's where people like to snipe from. And chances are you probably took care of this cubby with the molly spot. So once you have this wall up,
going up,
you get on this thing, you come to this area, you put your flash out. Now you have this whole area to work with, the flashed enemies, and then you move in. So by the time this wall goes down, you're over here. you either plant or you flash the other side, and now you can work with that area. Alright guys, now we're on Haven, and I'm gonna show you a full offensive execute for long A. And what you're gonna do is come up to this ledge until you see that shadow of the second tree or whatever this is, and then you're going to curve your wall like this.
Going up.
This is insane because now it takes that sniper spot out on Haven, and when you're over here you have two things you can do. You can either flash left and take care of this, or when you have this wall you can actually flash to the right and take care of people on here. This is a crazy execute, and it should help you plant the bomb pretty easily, and it should avoid the heaven spot. Now I'm going to show you a full execute for point A from short. First we're going to take care of this peak right over here that people love to get, and we're going to put a molly right in this spot. So what you're going to do for that, it's pretty simple. As soon as you walk in here, you want to just kind of position yourself right over here. You essentially want to throw the Molotov right over this corner. It doesn't matter where you throw it from, it's going to land there either way. So usually, like, you have to have a run up start and you have to jump. So usually this is how I do it.
Careful now.
And it's generally going to land right over here. It's going to take that peak out. You're going to come here, and now the biggest problem here is the heaven spot where there's snipers, and obviously the back part over there. What you're going to do is when you get here, you're going to curve your wall to the left, and this is going to be a hard curve.
Going up.
And you're going to get that. And now you can take care of this. You can plant, and then you can, from here you can flash and you can get heaven, or you can flash and you can get the person that's below here. Here's the wall again. So you come as close to the edge as you can while being safe. You can back up just a bit.
Going up.
There it is. Second time. You can also flash through the firewall, or you can come here and then flash the person below. So now we're on point B on Haven, and I'm going to show you a full execute for that. This one, you could do it easy way or the hard way. So the easy way is to just put a wall, is to show yourself this much and just put a wall to the wooden panel, and then you approach this and you put a Molotov right through here. That's going to go to the far right, far left side, and then while the wall is up, you do this, flash the other side, show yourself, and then start shooting. Another way to do this, more advanced way to do this, is to double curve the wall. So if you want to double curve the wall, what you're doing is you're dragging your mouse to the left, and then you're doing it to the right away. This gives you and your team a better way to engage the fight. So it's gonna be like this.
Going up.
Like this. So this gives you a better engagement angle. You can flash through as well. If you're attacking C from mid B, then you have a couple options. You can come here, and if you know that this area is clear but you don't know what's on the other side, generally there is someone that is camping in this corner. If that's the case, then you can kind of do this.
Going up.
And you can flash that person like this and get them from here while this wall covers you from people over there. So if you know that this side is clear, the left side, and the biggest problem is the right side, the areas of concern are this spot right over here and that spot right over there, and anyone that's behind the boxes. So we can take care of that with this wall. Now the easy way to do it is to simply stay right over here, get as close as you can, and just do a straight wall like this. This really limits your team. It doesn't give your team as much space as they could potentially get if you do it a different way. So what you really want to do on this one is you want to do a double curve. You want to press left click, and then you want to drag your mouse to the right side, and then you want to do a quick aggressive left slide. So
going up.
See this? This gives your team more space, and you're still protected from this area. And obviously you can flash through and get anyone over here, and you can flash here and get anyone over here. So just doing a curved wall is a lot better. Alright guys, for this next spot, we're gonna assume that you have gained position in this cubby right over here, and we're trying to avoid this left spot right over here where there's snipers, and we're also trying to avoid that right side peek behind the boxes. So what you have to do for this is you have to get as close to the corner as you can, and this is going to have to be a very aggressive right slide, and your wall is going to curve to the right side. So this is how it's going to look.
Going up.
As you can see, that spot is blocked off, and you walk through this, and now you have an opening, and then obviously you can do this and do that, and that kind of gives you a way to make an entry. You can also flash through this to the left, and you can get anyone that's over here, here, or there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed those spots, splits, and executions. Now let's talk about Phoenix's ult. This is probably one of the best ults in the game simply because there's so many different situations where you can use it to your advantage. And the utility is endless. You don't have to get a kill for this ult to be effective. Worst case scenario, you're scouting the bomb site and you know the enemy's position. Another great time to use this ult is to retrieve a spike. If your team loses a spike in a critical position and you know that there's going to be enemies that are going to be ADSing that position, what you can actually do is ult from a bomb site, make your way to the spike, grab the spike, and then once you grab your spike, even if you die, you're going to end up at the bomb site. So now you can do a quick plant and have the advantage even if it's a 1v2 or 1v3. If you're on the defense and you're using an operator, this is a great time to ult because now you can peek freely without any concerns, and if you die, you're going to end up right behind your cover where you won't be able to get flanked. And that's probably the most important thing to remember when you're using Phoenix's ult. It's to make sure that the position that you ulted from, make sure that it's in a safe position, or worst case scenario, at least a teammate is watching your back. Because otherwise you're just going to waste it because someone can ADS you while you're doing the animation and kill you before you can even take control of your character. So if you just watch out for that, you're going to be fine when you use Phoenix's ult, and you're probably going to get value out of it even if you don't get a pick. And also a great time to use Phoenix's ult is right after you do one of the offensive setups and executes that I showed you earlier in the video. Once that firewall is down, activate your ult, flashbang the other side, and take care of some of the enemies over there. And if you die, you'll be fine. So these are the ways you want to use your ult. Make sure you leave the enemy in a defenseless position when you use your ult so you can get the most value out of it. And if you don't, then you at least know where their positioning is, and make sure you relay that to your teammates through comms, and that should give you the advantage in the fight. Alright guys, thanks for watching this Phoenix guide. Remember to follow on Twitch, join the Discord community, leave a like if you like this video, let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below, and hit that sub button. And I'll see you guys next time.